All right, how's it going today, everybody? Hope everybody's having a good day. Actually, today is a very beautiful day today, and it's like 65 degrees this morning. It's going to probably warm up to about 80 in Las Vegas. Thank you for your time. So, there's some things to talk about today, okay? But first of all, I need to lay out some discrepancies or whatever that I made about 5 days ago about, and I said the bill was going to be proposed, or it was proposed to raise the debt ceiling. And there was a few things that I left out. Okay. After I downloaded the video, then it turned out the proposition was going to be made to Congress, okay, for approval and for the president, Joe Biden, to sign off on it. And they didn't like the terms, and I guess it was rejected, or either that or it was a temporary tourniquet being put on the government spending or the money and so forth that's temporarily available until it's supposed to run out on June 1st. Okay, there's banks and so forth. There's other financial people arguing that the money will run out probably by July or the end of the summer or July 31st. That type of, but many of the news reports are saying that it's going to run out by June 1st, and it's also been encouraged by the Secretary of Treasury, Janet Yellen, okay, to try to work out some deal this month, okay? So those are some things that I left out, um, again, because they didn't like the term. So I'm not perfect. I've been studying economics probably for the last, I don't know, like 7 months, 6, 7 months, something like that, y'all. Um, but one thing I do know how economics, they do play on emotions. That's one thing I do know. Okay. Let me say this: whatever they plan on doing, they're gonna do. Okay, and it's gonna be for the betterment of the government or powers that be or whatever. Okay, this is more like a government struggle. Okay, and also the struggle between the government, the feds, and the FDIC. This is not the people's fight, not at all, and it's not really anything too much to be worried about. Okay, other than it's political drama. There are people that pay attention to it while they got the NBA and the NHL football playoffs. I mean, I'm sorry, the basketball and hockey playoffs going on right now, and all these other distractions and so forth. So this is their fight. But the people that work, because it's going to affect these three people or these people. They're going to affect the government support sector, Congress, people that get military retirement, Social Security, these federal uh, pension programs and so forth. Okay, it's going to affect those families, those people and their families the most. Okay, and this is how economics, they play on the emotions. And like I say, I do know that I almost got caught up in it myself some years back. Okay, all we can do is prepare. Okay, and we'll get back to that in a minute. But let's talk about what they're trying to do, because the government, if they don't find a way, when I say they, Congress, between the House of Representatives and Senate, Republicans and Democrats, and the Joe Biden administration, figure out a way to try to hammer out some deal, then the money is supposed to run out. Okay? So her name is Janet Yellen, the Secretary of Treasury. And like I said, it's all political to this point. Once Joe Biden said he's going to run for president again, and there'll probably be another Biden and Trump showdown and so forth. That's what it's all about. Okay, they're putting more bullets on their resume. All these politicians, in the end of the day, they're not interchangeable, but they're pretty much the same people. Okay, and they do praise each other, behind closed doors. Okay, so Secretary Yellen is just stressing urgency, okay, about debt obligations to pay, the bills and so forth, the interest. It's really the interest on the bills, because the principal is so doggone high. What, $31 trillion? okay, which you're trying to raise to $32.5 trillion. Okay, so that's all they're really paying, just enough to pay the interest on the bills to keep everything afloat. Okay, so and she's also stressing out the Biden administration as well to work out some type of deal. Uh, this is also in conjunction of a lot of the bank problems, and I'm gonna do another video about that. Okay, actually, a bank, the First Republic Bank, that almost went out of business, but it was bought out by J.P. Morgan. That'll be another subject to worry about, and so forth. And it definitely ties in with that, because it's about the money also to keep these banks afloat. That's why I say that it ties in with that though too. Okay, until they can get whatever banks that may be potentially failing, get that under control. Okay, so it just gives, I think, time partially to do that. But like I say, the problems that they have these problems, people, is to they need to somewhat downsize the government somewhat, because I told you the government is too large, and I can tell you that from being in the military and working alongside with the government support. Okay, I have family members that work for the government. Okay, so the government needs to be somewhat downsized. You can hear Joe Biden even say it himself. The president is urging to raise rates, bank rates, interest, well, like credit card rates and so forth. Okay, to raise those rates. Okay, rates on loans, and also raise rates on taxes. Okay, and also to cut spending. All right, and this is what the Democrats on the Senate side want to do. Okay, or trying to get the House of Representatives to do, or otherwise they're not going to pass a bill. They're not going to work a deal out. Okay, so that's what they're trying to do, y'all. Okay, those are the three uh, main issues. But I hope that you guys have been setting your money aside. This is the reason why it was very, very important that when you got things like stimulus, or when to set money aside, and also, to pull money out of your banks, out of the banks and all that. Okay, but I'll say that for the signature. No, yeah, I'm sorry, not the signature, but the First Republic Bank video. All right, but also, like I say, to set your money aside in case there is a government shutdown. Okay. So in the end, I just think that again they're going to raise it. They will raise it again at some point. Okay, to a point to where the more they're going to keep kicking this can down the road, the bigger and bigger this bubble is going to get. So it gives you time, y'all, okay, to prepare yourself. Set your money aside. Find different ways to invest your money. I made videos about that, okay, to diversify your investing and look at potentially things like gold and all that, okay? So that'll conclude this video. Next, I'm going to do a video about the First Republic Bank, all right, because I wanted to look at a lot of videos and do a lot of readings and then take notes and so forth, so I can do more of an accurate video, okay, and something more edifying, okay? But I am trying, y'all, all right? All right, thanks for your time, y'all.